Grade 9s, welcome to today's class. As promised on Friday, all of the from last week is loaded on the drive for you guys, as well as the notes from the previous, PowerPoints of the previous weeks and notes. So please go and have a look there for the information that you might need. And then also, just a reminder of the test that you will be writing on the 27th. Well, not test, a task. And I'll be with you just now, sorry. Sorry guys for that. I just had to quickly ask a question to our manager, co-founder. All right, so let's start. So we're doing a poem as promised also last week, and this poem will definitely be in your task for the 27th. Just before we start, just a beautiful quote there: "The crown of literature is poetry," and that is absolutely true. What would literature be without beautiful poems? All right, guys, so let's start. So I'm taking you on a journey in this PowerPoint of the journey of much kids in the world. Regarding what you see is not always what is the truth, but we'll get there. So the poem's name is Eksieperfeksie, and we are going to start with that now. So I'm going to read you the poem. It's a very long poem. The name is Eksieperfeksie, which the English version might be "everything's just so perfect." And then when you look closely at this family, you'll see there is a picture of a family. So apparently everything looks perfect, but after closed it's not that perfect. So I'm going to read it to you. Ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin. Ek lyk op 'n haar na ma en Boetie trek op pa. Eksieperfeksie. Ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin. Eet lae GI havermout, groente, vleis en min sout. Eksieperfeksie. Ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin. Staan soggens op vir gym, swem, pilates, gewigte spin. Eksieperfeksie. Ons is 'n gesin. Pa en ma het goeie werk, kinders presteer en Sondae is dit kerk. Eksieperfeksie. Ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin. Ons hou van kuns en maak musiek, word omring deur 'n goeie vriendekliek. Eksieperfeksie. Ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin. Net word 'n bietjie vet. Ek gaan gereeld na die toilet, druk 'n vinger in my keel en spoel en was my hande. Eksieperfeksie. This poem is the perfect family. The girl that looks like the mom, the boy that looks like the father. They eat very healthy. They exercise a lot. Mom and dad's got a good job. The kids are doing it good at school. Sundays they go to church, and they like art and they make music, and they've got good friends and the perfect friends. And daughter says, but I go to the toilet every now and then I bath and then I wash my hands. So this girl has got a eating disorder. So in other words, guys, this is not the perfect family, and I don't think the thing is a perfect family. So right, as we go on with the poem now, I want to read you something here. Eksieperfeksie, so this is about the poem. So it's describing the perfect family without any mistakes. Everything is done right. They are just picture perfect. And the title of the poem means that I'm going to read it to you in Afrikaans quickly. Die titel van die gedig beteken om iets buitengewoon sorgvuldig te doen. So if you say something is perfect, then it means there is nothing wrong. Everything is just up to the best standard. The words then, as we say, perfect. If you look at the poem, quickly going back to the poem, look at the poem here. This is called a free verse poem. Although, if you look at the poem, dit is alles quatraine. So, but the two last stanzas is not quatraine. So you'll see everything. So the first part of the poem from line 1 to 20, you'll see it stanzas divided into 4 lines. So that looks more or less the same. Then it's 5 lines and a 1-line poem stanza there. Now this is a free verse because it's not the perfect structure or a consistent structure in the poem. You'll also see that there's not a rhyme pattern in the poem, so that is part of it being a free verse. It's also there is punctuation in the poem, which is not really a sign of a free verse, but there's lots of others other signs in the, for instance, as I said, the build of the poem. Right, so that is then the build of the poem. We say it's a free verse, and that is a question that I've asked you in the test. So please, guys, can I indication? Do you all are you all with me? Because I know the connection is a bit bad this morning. So can I just have an indication? Are you all here? Are you all happy? Are you all with me? Do you hear me? Let me just hear there. Just give me a yes if you're okay. Okay, Raiden says, yeah, I can hear you. Okay, all right. I'm going to go on. I just quickly want to read you the poem again before we stop, before we start doing this. So I'm going to read it to you and I want you to follow. Ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin. Ek lyk op 'n haar na ma en Boetie trek op pa. Eksieperfeksie. Ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin. Eet lae GI havermout, groente, vrugte, wit vleis en min sout. Eksieperfeksie. Ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin. Staan soggens op vir gym, swem, pilates, gewigte, spin. Eksieperfeksie. Ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin. Pa en ma het goeie werk. Kinders presteer en Sondag is dit kerk. Eksieperfeksie. Ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin. Ons hou van kuns en maak musiek. Word omring deur goeie vriendekliek. Eksieperfeksie. Ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin. Net ek word 'n bietjie vet. Ek gaan gereeld na die toilet, druk 'n vinger in my keel en spoel. En was my hande. Eksieperfeksie. All right, so let's then quickly go to the analyzing of the poem. All right, so please take notes and take pictures as we go along. Just before we start, I got this entire of the poem from Miss Cordelia, which is a teacher, whom is a teacher at Beaconhurst, West London. The first stanza. Ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin. Full stop. Ek lyk op 'n haar na pa en Boetie trek op op haar na ma en Boetie trek full stop there. Eksieperfeksie, full stops. Almost like she wants to make statements every time with a full stop. Now let's look there. The first bullet point. Die dogter lyk byna dieselfde as ma en die seun lyk byna soos die pa. So the daughter looks like the mom, the boy looks like the father. They are a picture perfect family. Die ouers en die kinders lyk dieselfde. Dis op voorkoms is hulle perfek geskape. So in terms of looks, they look like the perfect family. They also they've also got so they look like the family. Second bullet point. Eksieperfeksie kom 2 keer in die eerste 6 strofes voor. So if you look at the poem, you'll see there the first 6 verses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'll see there Eksieperfeksie is repeated. And if you look here as well, line 1, line 5, line 9, 13, and 17 and 21 is also repetitive. Okay, so let's have a look here. Eksieperfeksie kom 2 keer in die eerste 6 strofes voor. Die eerste reël van elke strofe is presies dieselfde. So the first line of each stanza is exactly the same. Die frase word regdeur herhaal. So that's exactly what I said now. That the word eksieperfeksie as well, ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin. It's being repeated right throughout the poem. Then the third bullet point there, die spreker is 'n tienermeisie. So the person who's talking in the poem is a teenage girl, and it's called, and she's this poem's got an ex-spreker. I don't know what you call that in English, but it is, I think it's a first person person who's speaking. So yeah, and she describes ons. So she describes her family. Then the next bullet point, 4. Eindrym kom voor, ma, pa. Die middelste 2 reëls van elke strofe rym. So let's quickly go back. So they say here that the mid lines in each stanza rhyme. So ma en pa, then haver, mout en sout. Gym, that one doesn't rhyme. Werk en kerk, musiek en kliek. Okay, that one also doesn't rhyme. So you'll see there, so it's not a consistent rhyming pattern. Also a sign of a free verse. Okay, guys. Then it's a bindingsfunctie. So they say due to the fact that the middle lines of the stanza rhymes in most of the cases, it is a way of in Afrikaans binding, so it brings the poem together. Then punctuation, punctuasie. Die gebruik van punctuasie, naamlik die punt, word perfek toegepas in hierdie strofe. Dit dien as afronding en perfeksie. Die punctuasiepunt dui op volmaaktheid van die gesin. So that's exactly the first thing that I said. The use of the full stops indicate that she's making the point that they are the perfect family from if you look at them from the outwards. Die gesin is uiterlik volmaak, maar is dalk innerlik dolgelukkig. Of ongelukkig, sorry. So from the outside they look perfect, but if you look closely and if you look at the family's inside, then they might be unhappy. Hul volmaaktheid is dalk 'n illusie, 'n towerwoord. So in other words, guys, the picture perfect family that you see on a photo or something like that in this case might be an illusion. Right, so quickly take a picture there. Very important. Okay, have you taken a picture? Can I go on? Okay, so let's then go on. Okay, so I hear that most of you are done, so then I'm going to go on. All right, the second verse, that's lines 5 to 8. Ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin. Look there, again a full stop. Eat large GI havermout, so it's healthy porridge that they eat, comma. Groente, vrugte, wit vleis en minsout. So she's mentioning all the stuff that they eat that's so healthy. And then again with a full stop. Eksieperfeksie, full stop. So again, repetition, herhaling. Dit beklemtoon die gesin se perfeksie. Due to the fact that the first line and the last line of each stanza repeats, it just emphasizes the fact that from the outside they look like a perfect family. Die gesin het gesonde eetgewoontes, healthy eating habits. Gesonde kos is nie altyd lekker nie. So here's something interesting. Healthy food is not always very nice, but they are giving it up. They are giving nice and lekker food up in order to look more perfect. So that's what he's saying here. Hul moet die lekker eet goed prys gee in hul strewe na perfeksie. Die titel word herhaal. The title, Eksieperfeksie, is repeated on the end of each stanza. So it emphasizes the fact again that they are so perfect. Right. Again, guys, look at the repetition here. Look at the fact that they're eating so much healthy food to look perfect. So they're giving up all the nice and tasty stuff in order to look perfect. Take a picture, please. All right, then we go on. Then stanza number 3, lines 9 to 12. Ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin. Staan soggens op vir gym. Look there, the punctuation. Swem, pilates, gewigte spin, eksieperfeksie. So again, the repetition of line 9 and line 12. Then all the stuff being mentioned that they do at the gym. So they swim, they do pilates, they exercise with gewigte, and they also spin, guys. It's a way of it's like bicycle riding. Die gesin strewe na fisiese perfeksie. So they want to be the perfect in a perfect physical shape. Tog moet hulle baie opoffer, hulle moet vroeg opstaan. So in order to be that perfect, they need to get up early. That's a price they pay for perfection. Die dubbelpunt, look there, die dubbelpunt. So verduideliking. Wat volg? Daar waarom hulle vroeg moet opstaan. So this is explaining us why they have to get up so early. And then again, dis 'n lys van dinge wat genoem word waaruit hul gym bestaan. So, again, the stuff that they do at the gym. All right, take a picture. Okay. Are you all still with me? I know this is quite a long poem. We're actually doing quite good in terms of time. All right, I'm going on. Next one. Stanza 4, lines 13 to 16. Ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin. Pa en ma het goeie werk. Kinders presteer en Sondags dit kerk. Eksieperfeksie. Hulle voldoen aan alles wat die samelewing verwag. So they do everything that is expected of them in the broad I'm not sure what word English word it is. So from the outside they're doing everything that's perfect. The perfect family are being portrayed here. Hulle besit status en is voorbeeldig. So they've got status, people look up to them, hulle is godsdienstig, hulle het morele ware. So they've got a religion and they've got morals and people actually look up to them. Niemand kan 'n vinger na hulle wys nie. Hulle is verantwoordelik en hardwerkend. So nobody can say from the outside that they are not perfect. They are perfect in the eyes of the world. They are responsible and they're hardworking family. But then you'll see there's a comma here in line 15. Kinders presteer, comma. Now that is an indication that the emphasis of this sentence is actually on the word presteer. Children are so perfect that they actually do good in school. So that's how perfect they are. Okay, so again, we get the picture. Everything is just wonderful in this family. All right, take a picture. Okay, guys, I'm just repeating here. So in terms of the society, they're doing everything that is expected of the perfect society. Okay, so this is an important stanza. All right, I'm going on. Then stanza 5, lines 17 to 20. Ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin. Ons hou van kuns en maak musiek. Word omring deur 'n goeie vriendekliek. Eksieperfeksie. So they've got, in other words, they've got culture. Culturele waardes. It is when you've got culture, one of the stuff that people think is that you are very good at arts and music, and you've got a broad knowledge of that. And then omring en klik. So you can have a look here, omring and vriende klik. This is uh, they say a woordspeling. I'm not sure what that is called in English, but it is saying to us that this family is surrounded by high society people and good friends and art. This kan ook sin speel op die feit dat hulle vasgevang word deur hulle vriende. Het nie 'n wye vriendekring nie. So they are also just they've got friends in the perfect world here, and they are actually caught in between these friends. So that is what is expected of them. If you have a look here at 18, both of the lines starts with the word ons, and this is just emphasizing the fact again that that the family is being seen as perfect. And then she's saying here, okay, so this is just emphasizing the fact that they are so perfect here. Okay, all right, take a picture quickly, please. Guys, this is actually such a sad poem, hey? And I always wonder how often this is actually happening in the world. This perfect family from the outside and then the heartbreak in the inside of the family. And now this is important. 6, lines 21 to 25. Ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin. Net ek word 'n bietjie vet. Ek gaan gereeld na die toilet, druk 'n vinger in my keel en spoel en was my hande. The fact that Eksieperfeksie is only mentioned one time in this verse, because here the true colors of the girl is coming out. So this is what we say in Afrikaans, 'n wending plaasgevind. Let me just quickly get the English word for that. I've actually got a Google Translate here because I want to make sure that everything. Okay, so there's no direct translation for this, but it indicates that there's a sudden change that is coming into the poem. Dit fokus op die tienermeisie in die gesin en hoe sy haarself siek maak omdat sy wil inpas by haar perfecte gesin. Okay, so this girl, she's coming in terms with the fact that maybe she's getting a bit overweight, and now she feels that she's not fitting in this very perfect family. And then she's starting to make herself throw up all her food, and then she washes her hands and everything, so she's trying to hide it. And this indicates this is an indication of the eating disorder bulimia. So I'm just quickly going to read that first part here again. Eksieperfeksie kom slegs een keer in die strofe voor. So eksieperfeksie only mentioned once in here, because this is a sudden change that's coming into the poem, indicating that everything is not so perfect with the girl. Sy fokus op die tienermeisie in die gesin en hoe sy haarself siek maak omdat sy wil inpas by die perfekte gesin. So the focus is here on the teenage girl and how she's trying to make herself perfect in order to fit into the family. Contrast, ons teenoor ek. So in the beginning here, she spoke about, look at line 21. The line starts with ons, referring to the whole family again. And then in line 22, she says, net ek, only me. And this is what she says about only me. She says, sy is nie perfect nie omdat sy bietjie vet is. She's saying, I'm not perfect because I'm a bit overweight. And then it is stated here, en verkeer moontlik onder baie druk en het nou 'n eetversteuring of bulimie opgedoen. So she's under pressure to look perfect, and therefore she's getting the eating disorder of bulimia. Then herhaling en was. So if you see line 25, en was my hande. That is repetitive here, that words are repeated because it is emphasizing her desperate, the desperateness that she's got to be perfect and clean. Then look at point number 3. Sy spoel haar probleme weg. So every time she washes her hands so intensely, it's like she's trying to wash off the problem that she's got. Sy probeer haar hande skoon was omdat dit nou moontlik besmet is. She's trying to wash her hands because she thinks that there's a sort of sickness there. Sy probeer haar onperfektheid wegwas. She's trying to hide her imperfection. And then there's an implication. Sy gaan alleen toilet toe, wat beteken haar gesin deel nie haar probleme nie. So the fact they're saying that she's going to the toilet on her own to then throw up her food, which is an indication that nobody in the family perhaps knows about this. Sy is moontlik skaam om hulle deel van haar onperfektheid te maak. So she is actually very shy of what she's doing and shy of the fact that she's a bit overweight, so she's not telling this to anyone. Hul verhouding is oppervlakkig en nie diep nie. And this is a very important part of the poem. I want you to focus here. Hulle verhouding is oppervlakkig. In other words, guys, the relationship that this family is having is not true. So it's in other words superficial. So it's not a deep really happy family sort of relationship. It's actually sad, it's superficial, because the people within the household is actually living in worlds apart from each other. Then I just want to quickly get that word for you then, English. Okay, so it's the same word in English. So this is just saying it's polis in die ton, which refers to the word en, which is repeating. So it is referring to a word that is repeating in the sentence, or in the stanza, that is also there as a way of bringing the entire stanza together. So the word en is repeated in here. En was my hande. You'll see a lot of ens in there, and that is there to bring the entire the poem together. And then it wants to place the emphasis on the fact that this girl has got an obsession with washing her hands and an obsession with her weight. Guys, this is really sad. Please take a picture. Phew. Just repeating here. So it's the word en is a word that's binding everything together in the poem. All right. And then the last one there is stanza 7. It consists only of one line, and it's the word Eksieperfeksie. Now in Afrikaans sê ons dit is alleenplasing. So this word is put alone in there. So this entire stanza consists of one word, and that is a repetition here, if you could remember correctly, of the title of the poem. Die wrede siektes van haar gesinslewe gaan aan asof niks verkeerd is nie. So it's the perfection, I'm saying this in inverted commas here, is it's going on. The people are still thinking they are so perfect, but it's actually ironic, because that's what they want the world to think about themselves, about them. So they want the world to think that this is the perfect family, and yet all the family members in this family, and well, no, I can't say all, but with regard, she's alone. She's alone in her problem of bulimia, and she can't share it with anybody. So that is what this first bullet point is saying here. Dit is vir die tieners soos towerwoorde, eksperfeks. Sy maak asof niks verkeerd is nie, maar is slegs 'n illusie. She's pretending that nothing is wrong, but it's an illusion. In werklikheid kan sy nie die druk van die samelewing en haar gesin hanteer nie. Guys, very sad. In truth, she cannot deal with the fact that her family is expecting her to be perfect, and actually she's expecting herself to be perfect. Nee. And then the word stemming. Now, stemming is an important word for you to remember. This refers to how the poem makes you feel when you read it. And in this regard, dis hartseer, dis skok, dis teleurstelling. So it's heartache, it is shocking to read this, and then also it is teleurstelling, guys. In other words, let me just also get that word. It's actually so funny. I don't have a vocabulary this morning. So it's a disappointment, in other words. And if you think of it as a whole, this girl, she feels imperfect. She feels shocked. She feels disappointed. And it's also what the entire family might feel. Then it's a universal theme. 'n Mens sal baie opoffer om net om in te pas, perfek voor te kom. And guys, this is so true. I can't speak for you, and but most I've even done it at school. You try to sort of, when I was still in school, you try to fit in with your friends. So in some ways, you're actually giving up a part of yourself, and this is what's happening in this poem. And then the message this poem is giving us: jy moet yourself aanvaar is. So the moral of this entire poem, the moral of the story, then is, in actual, the lesson that it's trying to teach us is that you must accept yourself the way you are. You can better yourself. You can always better yourself, but do not belittle yourself. Do not give yourself up in order to fit in with people in this life, because then you lose yourself, guys. All right, so I see a lot of kids are still here. I'm very glad to see. Let's quickly take a picture of this, and then I'm going to ask you a few questions. I would love for you guys to try and give me the answers in the chat box. Very important, please participate, I beg you, and then use your photos as guidelines to get the answers. So I'm going to count till 5, then I'm going on. All right, let's go on. So I'm going to ask you questions now. Please participate. The first question there: how many members are there in this family? Hoeveel lede is daar in die gesin? Kai, don't worry. I actually also had an updating laptop this morning. I was so afraid that I was not going to be able to teach this class this morning, but don't worry, this happens. So let's quickly hear here. How many members of this family does it have? Princess says 4. Thank you, Princess. Well done. Next one. Watter woord dui moontlik aan dat die gesin geheg is aan mekaar? Okay, so in English, what word indicates that the family is close? Okay, so I'm quickly going back to the view, and you've got the question there. So look at the poem. Look at the first stanza. What word is an indication that they are very close with each other? Oh, okay, so Princess says the word ons. Okay, guys, I see now that I've actually messaged Nosipo. What am I doing here? Okay, I've just done something wrong. I'm just going to ignore that. Okay, so Princess is saying the word ons. So let's have a look at what the answer there is. And you are correct. Well done, Princess. Okay, the next one. Watter informasie oor die gesin kry ons in strofe 1? So if you look at the first stanza, stanza 1. What information is given to about the family? So what I'm going to do, I would like us to quickly go back to the poem and then take a picture of the poem so that I can ask you questions from this without going back all the time. Take a picture of the poem and then we'll go back. Okay, So you've taken a picture now. Then look at stanza 1 quickly. What information can we do we get about this family in the first stanza? So let's get back to that. Oh, okay, there's the answer. Die kinders like nes hulle ouers. So the children exactly like their parents. They are beautiful people. They look perfect. The mom and the daughter looks a lot like each other. The father and the boy looks a lot like each other. And then look at stanza 2. Wat vertel strofe 2 ons omtrent die gesin? So let's go back to the second verse there. Ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin, eet laat GI havermout, groente, vrugte, wit vleis en min sout. What is this telling us about the family, guys? Have a look there at stanza 2 that I've got on the screen. What does that stanza tell us about the family? If you read stanza 2, Princess says they eat healthy food. Yes, so they are a very healthy family. Nee, again, an indication of this picture perfect family. All right, and there's the answer. Dit sê vir ons dat hulle gesond eet. All right, guys, let's go to this next question. Watter implikasie is daar vir die feit dat hulle dophou wat hulle eet? So, why do you think this family is eating so healthy? Okay, so Nosipo says here they try by all means to be perfect by eating healthy. Yes, yes, that's actually the answer to the next one. So guys, they are trying to be perfect. They're trying to look perfect in the eyes of the world. And for that reason, they actually, the implication of this is that they eat food that is not always so nice. That dit wat hulle eet is dalk nie altyd so lekker nie. I mean, think of it, guys. I absolutely love ribs. So if I have to choose between eating ribs and eating a piece of healthy white fish, I know what I'm going to choose. Nee. So they're actually giving up a lot in order to be perfect. Look at question number 6. Hoe weet jy dat die kinders nog op skool is? Gee 'n rede vir jou antwoord. Okay, guys, I'm quickly going back. What is an indication, and look at this stanza here. What's telling us that they are actually still on school, the children? Not on school, they're still attending school, the kids. What line or words are telling us that? So if you look at this stanza, where is the indication that this children is still in school? Nosipo says kinders presteer. That is absolutely the correct answer. So the children are doing good or doing well in school. Number 7, wat impliseer die volgende woorde oor die gesin? Sondag is dit kerk. What does this word imply? Sondag is dit kerk. What does it say to us about the family? Sondag is dit kerk. What is this? What does it imply? Sondag is dit kerk. Okay, Boitemelo says they go to church on Sundays. Yes, so they actually, it indicates that this family is religious. All right, hulle is voorbeeldig en het morele waardes. So apparently people look up to them, they've got morals. So yeah, picture perfect again. Watter negatiewe implikasies het die woorde omring en vriendekliek? So guys, let's quickly have a look at this stanza. Here, line of stanza 5. Word omring deur 'n goeie vriendekliek. So guys, the word omring indicates that they are surrounded by friends. So what is that an indication of? Do you think it's, let me ask you it in such a way. Do you think that friendships that they have with the rest of with the perfect friends, do you think that is true friendship? Do you think that it is true friendship? No, most probably not, because they're probably showing off what they've got, and it's superficial friendships, guys. So yeah, so the implication is Dit impliseer dat hulle vasgevang word deur hulle vriende en hulle het nie 'n wye vriendekring nie. So it's probably that they don't have much friends, and the friends that they've got is they're surrounded by them in the sense that they need to also compete with them in order to look perfect. Next one. Waarom word eksieperfeksie slegs een keer in strofe 6 gebruik? Vir die antwoord. So I'm quickly going to go back to stanza 6. Why do you think the word eksieperfeksie is only used once in this stanza? I'll read it to you quickly. Ons is 'n eksieperfeksie gesin. Net ek word 'n bietjie vet. Ek gaan gereeld na die toilet. Druk 'n vinger in my keel en spoel en was my hande. Why is the word eksieperfeksie only used once in this stanza, talking about the girl? Talking about the girl. Why do you think it's only used once? Why do you think? So in stanza 6, the word eksieperfeksie is only used once. And that stanza is about the girl. What do you think? Yes, Princess is saying here because the girl is now explaining that she's not perfect. Why is she not perfect? Because she feels that she is overweight and now she's got an eating disorder. Nee. So, and remember what I said to you in the notes that it is a vending. So there is a change that's happening in the poem. In this stanza, the focus is on the teenage girl and the family and how she makes herself sick in order to fit into this perfect family. Guys, and that is such a reality of most, and it's not even just girls, it's sometimes boys as well in this world. How poor children has got so much pressure on from society. Nee. Oh, it's terrible. Okay, listen, kiddies. So I see our time is up. I'm going to go on, but you must now listen to me. Tomorrow we're going to finish this poem and then we're also going to do a listening comprehension. So please pitch for class tomorrow. And again, try to be on time because with the listening comprehension, there's no going back and forth the whole time. Okay, have a wonderful day. Sanitize, masks, take care. See you tomorrow.